Combat Report episode 36 is live. Thank you for joining us here, youtube.com/combatfgc. You already know what it is here at Combat Championship Series. BG, Stu, Smitty, and Tiger Tosser coming at you for this 36th edition of the Combat Report. And we're going to be kicking things off hot and quick with the Capcom Cup. Kakeru dominant in his performance, taking that grand final set 3-1 over a phenom from Chile named Blas. And just absolutely phenomenal performance, really showing what JP was about. But there is someone on our panel did call Kakeru taking it all. And with that, I must cede the floor to BG because he has not stopped talking about this for the past couple of days. BG, the floor is yours. Just let us have it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Like I have
not, and I will not stop talking about it. Please, Mark, let me have my moment. Yes, I did on Combat Report episode 35 predict correctly that Kakeru would win Capcom Cup 11. And yes, thank you to me. And yes, thank you for everybody listening to me. I want to give a shout out to Smitty, Stu, and Mark for their wrong predictions to make me look better. Yes, with his JP, as I said, he would dominate. With I think undefeated in group play, and then of course when he played that kid, he had the energy after supposedly, allegedly getting in an argument with his wife that I think pretty much gave him the strength to go ahead and win Capcom Cup. But all seriousness, he was great. I thought that his play was just phenomenal. Neutral, his range, everything, his command grabs. I mean, he's the best JP. He's the best player in the world. I don't think there's any way that you could say there's anything that he did that was cheap or lame or whatever, because they did nerf JP also. And for him to win the way he did in a dominant fashion, and also being in Japan with the home crowd, I just really thought it was great. The crowd was great. Everything that he did was just phenomenal.
That's it. No, you're absolutely right, BG, and I'll give you your props. You called that completely. Even
Thank
with
you,
the
sir.
JP nerfs, I can't even complain about JP anymore. They did actively nerf the guy to the point where he was not undefeated in group play. Lost that one set 2-1-2 to Keto, but no shame in that. Tiger Tosser, though, I know you have. It really did feel just that dominant that you could have thought he just went undefeated all the way through. And Tiger Tosser, I know you share a similar sentiment.
Yeah, no, I was Kakeru was just going through everybody. He was just like a steamroll, man. And then like the other thing that was like I was kind of surprised about was like seeing like Takedo kind of get like knocked out where he did, because I know he's like
Yeah.
still picking up, But again, that's the thing with Capcom Cup. It's like it's always like someone that either you don't know or, and I feel like this one is like everyone like, well, except for Brian over here. Brian knew the person like pretty on spot, but like everybody was kind of like up in the air about who's gonna win this one, and now Kakeru, winning that, he's like now he's the richest fighting game player now, and
He's the man.
he won Gamers 8, and then he won this one.
Mm.
But I have to say though, like Blas, insane. Is like his Ryu and all the characters he's playing was just super solid. But my favorite match, crap, I forgot the other guy's name. It was like the hold on, it was
What, in Grand?
no, it wasn't Grands. It was like actually like in top 16. It was
Oh,
Takamura
oh,
versus I think it was Roz. Hold on, it was like Roz or something like that. Let me take a look. I probably just butchered the name completely, but it
yeah,
was.
Blas. No, Kakeru and Blas. Yeah, they played in winners quarters.
Oh no, not Kakeru and Blas. It was hold on. I'm sorry. Like I had
Or
it
was
up.
it the Noah match? Was it? I mean, the thing is, he won all those matches up
Yeah,
until
he.
grand finals by scores of 3-0. So,
No,
like,
it
you
was
could
Shudo. It
take
was
your
Shudo.
pick.
It was Shudo versus Takamura.
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
that set was insane. That set was like literally like everything was down to the wire, and that like as much as like Blas is like just going ham on everybody, but like this was like, man, this is like my wrestling match. This is like, man, good old fashioned Akuma versus a Can. This is about pure footsies, man. Like this is like really sick, and it's just like it was like just went down to the wire. Like everybody just whenever each chance they got, they just went nuts. But man, the Capcom Cup, my favorite thing about this one was the stage, was the arena they're at.
Oh my gosh.
Did anyone
Yes.
get that feeling?
Yeah,
I was
incredible.
like, everybody going like ham and everything like that. I was like, man, I wish I was over there.
Yeah, no,
Man,
that's the and that was the thing, because that arena, and I did say that I would gush about it last episode. I will do it this time. The Kokugikan, the home of the Japan Sumo Association. I am a massive sumo fan,
hell
and
yeah,
so that is literally just like the mecca of sumo. Actual bucket list item of mine is to see sumo at the Ryogoku, or at the Kokugikan, excuse me, in Ryogoku, the neighborhood in Tokyo. But Smitty, obviously, like, I mean, jealousy from for the destination aside, certainly you had some takeaways about the tournament, even just besides from Kakeru, even though like really the performance speaks for itself. 3-0 and then 3-0 all the way through the winner side of the bracket, and then the 3-1 in grands. Just
So
unbelievable.
for me, I'm very biased because Street Fighter means a lot to me. It's my most favorite game. Street Fighter 2 basically changed my life. Street Fighter 5 really changed my life. So for Capcom Cup, it is to me where I'm from. March Madness is the biggest thing. So for me, it's March Madness, the Super Bowl, and now Capcom Cup. So I watched every single minute of this and rewinding, watching the reviews. The play in this was amazing.
Yeah.
I picked Punk to win. I'm sure Brian's gonna tell you I
Mm,
have a curse,
ooh,
and
mm,
I picked him to win, and he
mm,
doesn't even
Yeah,
get out of the group,
mm,
and it hurt.
BG.
I was like, man, I got to stop picking people.
mm.
Kakeru's one of my favorite players because I play JP as well as Jamie, and so
Yeah.
watching him win, he was on my radar, but not on my radar. Especially when you look at like Fudu was killing it. He was 5-0 in his group. You
Yes.
know, even Blas, he was 5-0, but I still, I don't know him, so it was like, he's 5-0, cool, but how good is he? And then he makes that run, and then you're like, okay. And one of the things I said is, what do you tell him? He lost, but what do you tell him? He beat Angry Bird. He beat Lashar. He went on a crazy. What do you say to him? What do you got to get better at? Like, the only person to beat him is
Great point.
Kakeru twice.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
it. So what do you tell? He's 15. He's about to be a terror. And it's like, I'm interested to see what happens after this. And now we don't have to wait too long because it starts back up in 2 months. So it was amazing. It was an amazing show. It's one of the best. It's one of the best Capcom Cups. To me, my favorite is the IDOM winning. That's my favorite of all time for Capcom Cup.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another thing for me, this is how deep Street Fighter is for me. For me, I would rather win Capcom Cup than Evo. I think I've talked to you about this,
oh wow,
BG. I would rather be called the Capcom Cup champ
Mm.
than the Evo champ because I'm new to gaming. So Evo doesn't have a prestige to me. What has a
Mm.
prestige to me is 30 years I've been playing Street Fighter.
Mm.
So it's a different feeling. So for me,
Yeah, I can get it.
that Kakeru went in, I was and just his thing about him and his wife getting an argument and he used that as motivation. I
And he
felt
sure
that
did.
I've been married before. So he was like he was
Went
like,
to your song.
I'm gonna prove her wrong. And if you
Oh,
read some of his later tweets, he said they were arguing about should he play Mai or JP like before the tournament, and then
yeah,
I guess they had another argument later, and he was. You're not going to be the man motivated to prove his wife wrong.
that before hit me like a sack of bricks, man. That he really
Yeah.
was Ken. Like he really was Ken at the beginning of the game. It was like she took the kids, man. But
Right.
I mean, you were actually touching on it, Smitty, and that's something I wanted to ask you about, BG, because we saw Blas's performance and we did touch on it lightly, but yeah. I mean, we thought that Kakeru went undefeated or could have gone undefeated. Obviously, that one loss to Takedo, the one blemish on the record, but Blas did go undefeated throughout the group stage, only running into Kakeru at winners quarterfinal, and then making the run through loser's side to make it back for a shot at revenge. Obviously unsuccessful, but a wildly good mentality for a kid who was just 15 years old. This prodigy
Yeah.
from Chile had laying claim to the best player in South America, and a wonderful, I mean, a credit to that scene all in all. But really does speak to, I mean, between him and Enzo the Hokage making a run, at the Kumite qualifiers earlier on back in February, I do think it speaks to a youth revolution that is primed and ready to go for Street Fighter 6. It really does feel like we're on the precipice.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to say that. Yeah, Blast and this youth movement is great. Is great for the game. It's great for the scene. Blast's play with Ryu was just mind blowing. He did not jump. He was so good in neutral, patient, just waiting for his opponent to whiff or just press too many buttons. And a lot of people don't understand that takes a certain level of mental discipline and emotional discipline to do that. Like everybody's saying that they're going to play Ryu now. No, you're not. Not at that level. Like the
No.
way he was playing, I've literally never seen played in six.
And
The way
isn't
he was
that
playing.
and is that awesome to see Ryu back in like a grand finals
Yeah, the
like
face
that?
again.
When was the last time we saw like a Ryu main get that far? You know what I mean?
I was just about
I
to
was
say
like,
how important that is that a young kid takes the franchise character. He's the
yeah,
face of
Yeah.
fighting games, and he's
yeah,
in your finals with this young kid. Ryu's in everything. Smash, Fortnite. He is the main character of fighting games. And for him to be in the
yeah.
finals, I thought that was to me one of the bigger moments. Like here, and people would tell you Ryu's not one of the better Shotos. He was terrible in five, and now here he is.
He
Now
was weird in Third Strike too. Like, I mean, Ken was always meta.
mhm.
Like, I mean, Ryu was always a little bit more like higher risk, higher reward.
Yeah.
And that's and for
Oh,
the young
absolutely,
And the young
absolutely.
guys, Salvatore in Group A, I think they said he's
Oh,
only
he's
like
one.
21, and he
Yeah,
beats Punk in a mirror match, which is crazy. Punk doesn't lose mirror matches. And then Noah
he's on
getting
his
out
way.
his group, and then he made top eight. And
Yeah.
he's what, 18, 19?
Yeah,
He's
he's
not.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the young generation, I think they were on a showcase, and then even some of the older guys, such as like Fudu and even Taquito, they put on a show. It was
Yep.
Yeah,
it was an amazing show. I was pretty impressed.
And I have to agree. And it seems like we really are just kind of right there at the ledge of these kids really turning the corner and starting to win tournaments over that older guard. But again, Kakeru just so domineering over that older part, that higher part of the bracket. But Tiger Tosser, I have to say, what we've seen so far from these kids, nothing
Mm.
short of impressive. And you've been around the block a few times. You kind of know that, yeah, this is not exactly this maybe is uncharted territory for Ryu main, but this
Yeah.
is just overall patience and wherewithal within the game because he used every single Shoto
Oh, you
throughout
know.
the bracket. I believe in winners quarters it didn't go Ryu against Kakeru, it went Ken and Akuma, and obviously it was only the Ryu that took the game. But
Mhm.
again, it's maybe you just need those fresh minds to teach you, even like a veteran, new things about how to play this game, and that not every single Street Fighter is the same as the last.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing with with Street Fighter 6 I've seen, especially me going to locals, like Street Fighter 6 is one of my favorite games, but tournament-wise, this is my worst performing game. Worst performing game. And then I've seen nothing but youngsters play this game, and these kids have like a whole different take on these games, rather than myself. And this is like, I mean, I played, I remember when Street Fighter 2 came out, I played a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom. I remember Marvel vs. Capcom 2 coming out. Street Fighter 4, I remember going to, like, I was in high school. I'd walk down the hallways, and I remember kids talking about that game and stuff like that. And then when I'm seeing, like, Street Fighter 6 and seeing these kids, man, it's awesome. That's really good for this game because it's like I feel like now they kind of found the sauce to get more people in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
mean, we
like
were the younger
absolutely.
kids at the arcade
yeah,
once.
that's the thing. It's always the generation that comes in. I mean, especially like Street Fighter 5 is the same thing, but I feel like Street Fighter 6 is really kind of putting that on the show right now. You know?
No, you're absolutely right, and I remember like because it's I think it was like Maximilian Dude upon them revealing MVC3 or something like that, talking
Mm.
about how he played a very young Cloud 805, and
Yep.
he got
Oh
absolutely
wow.
destroyed by him, and
Yep.
then eventually would go on to become one of the better MVC3 players and one of the better, I think, one of the better MVCI players as well.
Oh
Never
yeah,
really
no,
left
I
Marvel
think no,
vs.
he won
Capcom.
it. He won it. He won MVCI's like only big tournament.